If you're a Missouri driver and you've been hurt in an accident and you haven't yet talked to a lawyer, you could be making a big mistake. Not talking to a lawyer after being in an accident is one of the main mistakes that I see good, honest people make after being involved in this situation. First off, I have never met a single person who was seriously injured in an accident and wanted to be. In our culture, there's a false narrative that there are people out there that are hoping to catch a big windfall money after being hurt in an accident. Honestly, that's just not the case. Everyone that I've ever worked with who was seriously injured, what they wanted was to get their lives back. They wanted to be able to go out and do the things they enjoyed doing. They wanted to be able to provide for their families by working for their money. They didn't want to be in that situation, but they were. So why is it such a big mistake not to talk to a lawyer? I mean, you've been told that if there's insurance, they're going to take care of everything. So why would you need to get a lawyer involved? To answer that question truthfully, the insurance companies, whenever they know that you don't have a lawyer, they are going to do whatever's in their power to do as little as possible for you. They know that you're hurt. They know that you don't have a car. They know that you can't get to work. They hold all the power in that situation, and they're going to use it to exert their influence over you to try to get you to do things that are going to hurt you and your case in the long run. Another reason not talking to a lawyer is such a big mistake, and this one may or may not be obvious, but it's 100% free. If you reach out to my firm after you've been hurt in an accident, we're going to provide you with a consultation where we're going to sit down and talk to you about your case, about how you got injured, about what you can do, and that's 100% free, whether you hire me or you don't. If you do qualify and we do work together, the next part of this is that everything that I do for you is going to be 100% free out of pocket. You won't pay a single dime to me. The way that I get paid is by a percentage of the amount that we recover for you. So that's called a contingency fee. And in Missouri, that means that I can get working for you with my knowledge of the law. My firm's resources can be working for you for your case all along the way without you ever having to worry about coming up with money to pay me out of pocket, money that you probably need the most at that time. So in Missouri, there's a statute of limitations. It's 5 years. What that means is you've got 5 years from the time that you were injured to be able to pursue recovery in our courts. Not every case goes to court, but you have to have the ability to go to court to be able to pursue recovery. And what that means is if you wait longer than 5 years, no matter how bad you were hurt, if you haven't filed a lawsuit by that 5-year time, you're out of luck and you can't recover anything from any insurance company. Even though 5 years seems like a really long time, you definitely don't want to wait 5 years or even anywhere close to that before you talk to a lawyer. The reason that you want to talk to a lawyer right away is because the things that you're going to be doing in the days and weeks following your injury are going to be some of the most critical things for the entire portion of the case. Things like investigating the loss, the liability, see who's at fault, things like getting to the doctor, getting the right medical treatment, things like knowing what to say and what not to say to the insurance company whenever you're trying to get your car fixed, whenever they're trying to get you to say things that may or may not be good for you and your situation in the long run. Now, one of the things that our office does right off the bat whenever we represent somebody is we do a very complete and thorough investigation. We're going to be investigating not only the liability of the crash, who was at fault. We're going to be reaching out, getting witness statements so that if the other driver down the road tries to be dishonest about what they did, we've got more than enough evidence to show that they're not telling the truth. We're going to investigate the insurance coverage. We're going to find out if there are multiple insurance carriers that have money on the table that can be used to help you get through this. That includes not just looking at the other driver's carrier, but also potentially yours or some other carriers that might not be so obvious and obviously involved in the case that actually are. Another thing that we're going to do is talk to you about your medical treatment. We want to know what treatment you've had already, what treatment you may need. We want to help ensure that you're getting all the best treatment possible, which would be potentially seeking out some of the best medical specialists in the area to help you get better, help you heal as good as you possibly can from this. And then one of the other things that we do that's probably the most important but the least obvious is that we communicate with the insurance on your behalf from the get-go. So that means whenever we reach out, we let them know that you're represented and they communicate with us. So we know how to deal with the insurance company. And then the insurance company knows when we get involved that their full deck of playing cards that they had against you just got split. And now, we're on level playing field. So nobody can go back and change the past. Nobody who's been injured wants to be in the situation. But what we can do is control where we go from here. We can help you get your life back in order. We can help you get better and make sure that you're doing the things that are going to be helping your case the most. We can make all the difference here. We can get you through this. We are Jet Accident Injury Lawyers.